I've got the names in front of me.
I wanted
You guys already got all the questions answered.
I want to ask, since obviously Ashley wasn't as active as recruiting some of the DBs, I want to ask you about some of those guys. I don't know if you want to run through the list or just talk about some of those guys.
You know, we could run through the list if you guys want, so we could talk about those guys. I mean, we're very excited about, one, you lose your secondary coaches and you're able to keep them all. You really pick up a great addition down the stretch in Jordan Happel. But we can start with the corners. Talk about Reed. Reed's a guy that we've had in camp. We've got to work with him, see him in person, see how he learns, see how he reacts to coaching. He's a competitor. He wears number 5, and like I said earlier, I mean, you don't ever want to put a kid in big shoes, but he reminds us of another number 5 we've had here, or a couple of them, I should say. Yeah. And Dante and those guys. So he's a smart kid, very intelligent. Excited about him. Obviously, we got DeAndre Pierce, who is really, I mean, he's versatile. That kid can play all over the secondary. And the thing you get from him is football's a family business there. You know, he's grown up around the game. He is going to be a great leader, you know, as he grows and develops in this program. He brings a whole nother mentality to that back end that we're excited about. Turn on his film and watch him, see how dynamic he is. So we're really excited about him. The other guy is Rob Lewis, another corner. Once again, a guy that we had in camp, we got to see compete, we got to work with, and that's really a plus. Watching game film, talking to coaches, going and seeing them practice, going and seeing them play in person, that's all good. But to actually get to work with these guys in a camp and coach them up and see how they respond and react, that's a whole nother deal. We're excited about Rob. He's been awesome. Moving over to the safeties, Jalen. Jalen is a physical player now, you know, and same thing with him. He's been versatile. You can pop on his film, see him line up on the outside as a corner, fluid in his hips, good in his transitions. He can handle himself out there. You see him line up in the box and see how he plays around the blocks. He has in the run game, he has a good feel. He loves playing, and he's going to finish physical in there. And then the last guy, Jordan Happel. He's a guy that we've been watching all along. He's kept going back. We got to have this guy. We got to figure out. We got to find a way to get him. We got to find a way to get him. It worked out here down the stretch in recruiting. Once again, very, very smart football player. Talk to his coaches. They talk about how he runs the show back there on the back end of the secondary. Getting guys lined up in coverages, and when coverages are wrong, making guys right. And the most impressive thing I think about Jordan is that we watch a ton of film, high school, JC kids. Jordan's a really good tackler now. He's one of the best tacklers we've seen on film. He has great body control in the open field, and when he gets there physical.
You mentioned DeAndre Pierce. I don't know if you've seen it. Can we talk about the photo that you guys had in the house visit with him? And the picture of his dad sitting there, you know, kind of looked like in the background.
Photo bombing.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, I got you.
That
was actually
was that intentional?
So he was gone out of town. He had to leave at 9:04 to go do the television. And since he wasn't there, we thought it'd be fitting to take a picture with him in the postcard, but with him in the background. So it was totally his wife. She had it planned out. She's like, that's a good spot right there because we got Antonio in the picture. Since he's not allowed to be, not allowed, I should say, he wasn't able to be there because of work.
Okay.
Good. I know you guys value linebackers so much because they contribute on special teams, but I don't know if you guys took a true linebacker in this class. It looks like Desmond might.
Tyson's already on campus.
Okay.
Tyson Maeva.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That's right.
He's a Mike linebacker. And the thing that I'll say about him is he's like a coach on the field. I mean, I went down and visited. We go down and visit at his high school, and just the relationships between him and his coaches. I mean, he was like an assistant coach. And for how multiple we are in our front, and being able to have a guy that understands and has a high football IQ to get guys lined up and be able to fit and play fast and not be thinking about too much, just have it come natural. That's a huge part for us. Yeah, we do. I mean, we lose some linebackers next year. We lost one this year only, so just numbers-wise, I mean, you're trying to replace what you lose. So next year we'll be hunting down.
you know, with being the defensive coordinator now, when your role changed, did you kind of have to change the way that you view recruiting in any way? Because I assume that, you know, you kind of have to have your finger on the pulse of more players now.
No question. And that's really, for me in recruiting, a little bit of the difference in the last couple of weeks is getting around. But I think it's awesome. It's fun. Getting around to go meet all the families. You meet them all when they come on campus or through the recruiting process, but to go to their homes and go into their lives and meet them and see them and all that, I think it's awesome. Really enjoyed that part of recruiting. I always have helped Coach Caldwell, especially this year because it's such a big class with the D-line. But I'll say this, I mean, with Ashley, when he jumped in and hit the road, he did a phenomenal job. Obviously, Coach Caldwell, look at the D-line class we signed. Those guys did a great job. And really, I mean, we couldn't have done it without Antoine Murray. He's a huge part of, you know, he's a director of recruiting, but also he more specifically is tied into the defensive side of the ball. And I'll tell you what, the relationship he has with these families and these kids when they come on campus and he's responsible for the visits and how everything's set up, he does an excellent job.
You mentioned losing both your coaches in the secondary. How tough was that there to hang on to those guys?